Kevin says that ask Matt how he feels after yesterday with the Vikings winning. Matt's a big Vikings guy.
I hate the Vikings so
Matt
much.
feels about the Vikings. He's about as enthusiastic about the Vikings as I am about Chicago sports.
Yeah.
I'm a Chicago sports fan, but it is very difficult.
I'm one of the most pessimistic fans in the world because I grew up with the Vikings being terrible and the Cubs being bad. So I had to learn how to like the sport for the sport and like the whole league. So yeah, I'm a Vikings fan. The whole time I was watching that game at work, I was staring at the TV going, I can't wait to see how they blow this one. Like, because they never pull games out.
Yeah.
Like when they look dominant. So they did their best and they still almost blew it. They gave up a touchdown 2-point conversion with like 4 minutes left, and they gave the ball right back to Rodgers, and then ended up making him wanting to play at the end to win it. But
yeah, that's what Duncan says that Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, he had 4 touchdowns. Sunday. He had 4 touchdowns yesterday.
Damn.
He had 4 touchdowns, and Devontae, I believe, had 2. I don't know who had the Packers' third. But
see, I'm thankful for being. I will say I got a little finessed growing up because being like in 2nd grade when the Bears were like making the Super Bowl, I was like, oh my god, like we're supposed to, like the year before, like I got into football like really big the year before, like once I started like playing, and like I like understood the, like I thought I like understood it, and like would watch with my dad and my uncle like every week, and I would I was like pretty diehard, but we sucked, like we weren't very good, like even the year right before that we were not good, and then we have this out of nowhere fucking year because I mean Devin Hester scored half our points, and then the defense then the defense scored the other half the points, and
sexy Rexy, come on.
Rex Grossman was like, I'm not gonna let you guys win a Super Bowl. Are you kidding me?
Or Peyton Manning maybe.
Yeah, I mean Peyton Manning too, but and I remember so like I think that definitely like skewed like my perception of like how like bad Chicago sports are, because ever since like the next, like, it took me like 8 years after that to realize, wait, we're just bad. Like we got fucking lucky that happened.
I remember my first Cub game I ever went to was on 9/11 of 2002. So like the 1 year anniversary of 9/11. First Cub game I ever went to was against the Expos. Like first batter I ever saw in a Cubs game hit a home run, Mark Bellhorn, and they won the game. So like 2002, I was 5 years old, not even 5 years old.
God, now you're a dinosaur.
Yeah, frig off.
That's crazy. That's
and
insane.
The year later, they went to the NLCS. We're supposed to win the World Series, and then the Steve Bartman play happened. Like the foul ball, the fan gets in the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
A year later, and I woke up the next day because I went to bed before the game ended because I was like 6, and my dad, I was like, oh, the Cubs going to the World Series. My dad's like, yeah, well, being a Cubs fan is not that easy. Yeah. So he had to explain to me what happened, and he didn't even watch the game the next day, and like so I had to go through that as a child, like. First game ever, love the Cubs, everything about them. Yeah. To the next year, we're the best team in the league, and then disappointment, like for my entire childhood, and then of course 4 years ago today, Cubs won the World Series, and
broke the curse.
I still barely believe it. But.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I'm not super big into baseball specifically, but I do casually just root for all Chicago teams, other than the White Sox, because you have to pick. You have to pick one for Kev. That. So I picked the Cubs. Sorry. So Kevin can suck it, I guess. Kevin said, "Fuck the Packers." Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. But that's what. Yeah, I think it builds a certain character, and like it allows you to not be so, like you're allowed to like be detached. There's still some people that I know.
Spoiled with 30 years worth of Hall of Fame quarterback play, Packer fans. Like it's like you have to learn how to. Like enjoy bad football, and Packer fans had a year of like 8-8, and they're like, our team's the worst in the league. Like you guys are 8-8.
Did they fire their coach? They got rid of Lombardi, or not Lombardi? I'm still Lombardi.
Yeah, Lombardi's not alive.
McCarthy.
Yeah, McCarthy. He's a Cowboys coach.
They got rid of him for what? One fucking bad season. They made the playoffs the year before. They make the playoffs every fucking year. Yeah. Well. But I mean the division's trash. So, but I think like you said, like being set up, we kind of were set up for failure. Like you thought they were great. Like. Yeah. Bro, I remember being in my living room, being upstairs, crying, tears of joy, watching Devin Hester run the fucking kickoff back, dude. I cried because, bro, that was like when Devin Hester came into the league, like that Madden, like 08 Madden, like you could run back every fucking kickoff return with him. Like he was the fastest dude. He had like 101 speed or something.
He was the only guy ever to have a triple-digit speed.
Yeah, he was insane. I mean. He was ridiculous, dude. That's why Devin Hester was ridiculous, and I think like being that young and seeing that, and then having to go through like realizing, wait, like Rex Grossman's our quarterback. Wait, they're going to replace Rex Grossman with Brian Greasy. Wait, they're going to replace him with, I don't even
Kyle Orton.
Kyle Orton. I remember when Cutler,
Caleb Haney.
Caleb Haney. I remember when Cutler got hurt one of the times, and McCown came in and played good for 2 games, and everyone was like, "This is the guy. This is the guy." I'm like, "Yo, he's a great backup, but like,
Caleb Haney had a great NFC Championship game against, like, a great second half against the Packers. Almost beat the Packers.
Yeah,
yeah. They've gone through a crazy list of quarterback names.
And I just think Chicago sports fans suck. Like, I don't know how was I able to, and how are you able to have this detachment from it, you know, where it's not like it doesn't affect my, like,
I'm so
livelihood. Yeah, but I think, like, that's, like, almost a superpower, because when I would go to a Bears game or a Bulls game or whatever, like, they're just like,
how is Joe the way Joe is?
Yeah, how is Joey the way that he is?
How is Joe so positive?
How is it? Well, not even. It's like a delusional excitement for it, where it's like, I'm still excited. I still want them to do great. Yeah. But like, if they lose, I'm not in tears. Like, I'm not shattered. My character is not destroyed. And like, I think too, what I was trying to say about Chicago sports fans is, dude, Derrick Rose was the youngest MVP of all time. Tore his fucking knees up 3-4 times, destroyed his shoulder, everything, and he was still, when he came back, was still playing fine. Won us a playoff series. Wasn't great. I'm not saying he was a fucking all-star anymore or the greatest player ever, but Chicago sports fans treated him like shit, and you guys know it. And we rooted for him to get the fuck out until he was gone, and then
when he came back,
MVP, everybody's like, we love Derrick Rose. We love Derrick. I miss Derrick Rose. Fuck you, oh my God. Dude. It was the same way. Like, everybody, like, we got Jay Cutler, and everyone was like, before Jay Cutler even took a snap, dude, people were like, fuck this dude. I hate his face. I hate his family. I hate everything about him. And it was like, and then he sucks. And same thing with Mitch. Like, we get Mitch. People are like excited for shit. Do you want to? Oh, we just disconnected? Was it just the internet?
No, I'm okay. Thank you.
Oh, sorry guys if there was a little lag there. But I was kind of ranting Chicago sports and whatnot, how we treat our players. And you could see it now with the Bears. Like, Mitch was, what was our record before we benched Mitch? Were we 3-0 or were we 3-1 or 4-1? When they sent his ass out, like, he had a bad game that game, and he didn't play great the rest of the season. But it's like, I just hate this. Like, I know, as someone who is an athlete and played, I know how it would feel to have not only the coach, or not only the fans, I guess, because the fans, they can say one thing and they can think, wait, you're being, in a professional sense, like, you're being paid to deal with that. You better be able to handle that, right? Yeah. But when it's like whispers from your coaching staff, from other players in the locker room, that like this, if you throw a bad pass or if you miss this shot, like, you might be out, like, you might be sitting, getting the bench, whatever. No one is going to play well.
Well, and as soon as they traded for Foles in the offseason, like, you knew the clock was just ticking on Mitch. Like, 1 or 2 bad games, he was done.
Well, and my whole thing is, like,
with that contract that Foles had, like,
yeah, and I think it's fine if that's what you want, but I just hated that, like, Nagy sat there and tried to pretend like, no, we're going to let the best quarterback, whatever. It's like, no, you don't believe in this guy.
Just a PC answer. Like, oh, the best quarterback's going to get the job. I'm like, well.
And I can't stand that he won Coach of the Year his first year because of that. I think
they only put
blew
Coach of the Year, like, whoever had, like, the hottest year, like, the biggest year, like, of surprise. Like, every year, Belichick should probably win Coach of the Year in the NFL, or John Harbaugh. But, like, they don't want to give it to the same guy every year. Like, in baseball, same thing. Like, every year there are certain guys.
That's why, like, LeBron should win the MVP every year.
There's certain guys and certain coaches that should win MVPs and Coaches of the Year every year, but they don't, because some guys have, like, crazy years, like, that are out of ordinary, or I don't know.
Yeah, I get you. Like Russell Westbrook averaging triple-double and whatnot. Hey, thanks for watching that last video. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more, the rest of the episode is right over here. Or if you want to check out other fun shit we do here on the channel, click right over here to subscribe. It's up to you, but it's pretty cool over here, so you should check it out.